Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to RiME. Another day, another puzzle. We're in a darker area. We've got this walking ball creature. He's standing here, which is powering something I think up there. Interesting, a little purplish wind just blew by. So we might need at some point for him to come over and move around, but let's figure out where the fox is barking. Honestly, if they were gonna have the fox bark this much, I would prefer the dog. Like, frankly, yelping of a fox is not something that I find particularly recognizable. Like, I don't think too many people have pet foxes. These guys are gonna walk up this way and do something. I think we're in the tower, but it's kind of hard to even tell. Like, that looks like that might be painted on the ceiling. We've got a whole bunch of other of these machines that I think were designed to destroy the ghosts. This is very, very reminiscent of the first area in not Last Guardian, but Eco, yeah. So, like, a lot of this feels like it is straight up just stolen concept from Eco and Shadow of the Colossus, which, in all truthfulness, you have to admit that story is pretty simplistic. There's not a lot there. So if you're gonna still, you might do better to flesh it out a little bit more. There's actually quite a few indie or single A games that you end up as some kind of heroic character wandering around in mostly empty ruin, and then you find a robot. There's a game called Girl and the Robot that didn't ever get any kind of finalized. It didn't have an ending. It kind of ended on just a cliffhanger. It's still a decent game, I think, to buy and play if you know it's not finished, but I could also see why people would be upset. Okay. So I can't just drop things. I've got to convince this guy to come and walk somewhere different. Alright. So that then turned on a set of stairs. And the wolf spirit disappears. Okay. And we can jump. Thank goodness. Alright, we're gonna convince this guy, I think, to come over here instead. Can you pathfind? No. So that moves this platform over to this point, which we need a light on it. We need a energy ball on it. So how could we get an energy ball on it without him stepping off the platform? Because, yeah, like the second I start running this direction, he's gonna start stepping off the platform. And and it's gonna move. Yeah. Well, let's go over here and see if maybe we can wake up some of these other characters. I think the odds are low. A, I don't think that really hit any of them, and B, it didn't wake up any of them. Well, maybe this... No, that did bring out and bring back. And I can't bring any orbs from over there because there's a lift. There must be something more to this. Like, we can climb up here, which... how would that help? Can we climb anywhere else? We're starting to run into a decent amount of breadcrumb trails that are missing. Just instructions or indications as far as where they would like you to go. See, I don't know if this is perhaps intended to be like that or what. We'll go right over to the edge here and see if this does anything. Nah, it's not doing anything at all. There's one here. Maybe we could test and see if that wakes that up. But it pretty much seems like all the other creatures in this area are just dead and gone. Okay. Roll with it, run with it. By default, he does seem to want to walk back to that area. Okay. So, let's look. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to ha at that area and ha at that area. Maybe I'm just supposed to leave that behind for a while and then we'll come back, or maybe there will be, maybe this is where we part ways. This is very Assassin's Creed like. In fairness, I suppose the fox spirit was telling me to to come this direction, so they did sense in their testing that people were getting confused. This camera is way too zoomed in. Have to be really careful when making these tight sequences. Alright. So what's crazy there is we totally climbed, and again we're having a surreal experience where we went in circles and ended up in the same place, even though we went way higher and never jumped downward. And honestly, I cannot say that in this case it's because of an artistic direction and intent. It totally feels like they just were half finished with this game and decided to implement some teleports instead of having a finished product. And I don't even know if that really saves you much effort or time, honestly, because it might very well be a lot easier to just have a final regular real world level design than it is to have a game that teleports you all around the place. Although it maybe not. That it may just be by default in Unity and Unreal and almost every engine by modern standards. There's a way to teleport people around and make it look like it's all the same place. Okay. So I don't know what we're making here. Just an orb? A big crystal orb. I wasn't expecting that. Okay. Yeah, we climbed up and up and up, really high, and then we didn't jump down. Like, I suppose at this point it might have been the case that some people still hadn't realized that we were teleporting in crazy directions. It's kind of hard to believe. So I'm guessing this big prism crystal, which collects light energy, is going to fix all of these, and that's what the other guy wants me to do. Hopefully I'm doing the right thing. It seems like I might be. And then these guys are probably gonna all pour out around the edges and start just walking around attacking the black spirits. This would be weird if this is the end of the game, but I wouldn't be super surprised. Like, we were kind of all over the place game-wise. There's a collectible up there. So yeah, they're coming down from the stairs and then going up the stairs. They're everywhere. And that's fine and all. I don't know which direction they intend for me to go. I assume it's actually to the back the way we came, because yeah, these guys are just kind of in a constant loop going up here, and then I imagine that exact same character is either getting teleported or despawning and walking down that way. Right. And the bright lighting here makes it hard to see that there was a place to climb. This almost certainly is just a collectible though. probably a keyhole. This game plays like so many other climbing games. It plays smoothly, plays like an Assassin's Creed clone. We really aren't running into a ton of janky, repetitive things or misjumps. Camera probably should turn around and show me him playing face on. Okay, so there's nothing here. So there is something here. Yeah, but we can't climb up here either. Is there possibly something over there? I don't think so. And I don't think we were supposed to jump and land on the head of any of these and go for a ride. Although it seems like that almost certainly should be the case. So they're gonna walk through this area and then up this dark area, which may finally be lit. Nope, still incredibly dark even when it is slightly lit. Is there possibly some collectible? Like, last time I tried to walk on the edges here, I just fell to my death, and that's not inviting to make me want to walk more and look around. And they're all here, waiting now, waiting for me to open the gate, and I guess take them to the tower. They want to go to the tower, and there really wouldn't be a reason why we'd want to run this direction. And we are doing all of this just because this dead one either told us or prophesized that we were supposed to do it, or foresaw or had memories that we'd done it before. We originally came in through that door, and we've now branched off into every other region. But if I get back to the island where Act 1 is happening, it's not like there was ghosts there at any point. It was always, even when it was nighttime, the day and night was happening so often and so quickly. Perhaps that's an indicator of a problem in itself, that we never ran into any ghosts. So it would have to be now a situation where the the island from Act 1 is covered in darkness, and yet it seems like these guys are now in a loop. You can even see the symbol there is showing that they're just in a loop, and they're just gonna walk in a loop forever. I guess that's what they like, though. They're all into taking the stairs. Or maybe they're just really dumb. They're weirdly dumb, but somehow also emotional machines. And that brings us back to this center part of the big tower, which I definitely don't think I could jump all the way down now. So the ghosts were the antagonist in this third act. And I guess we're going to a fourth act. I wish when we're yelling here, I wish I could just hit Y and yell and it would happen. And I guess it will. I guess I've just been kind of stopping myself. Looks like we are close to the sunlight, and from the looks of it, maybe there's another tier, but maybe not. Now what you would want for a game like this is for it to then wrap up in such a way that it uses all of the possible mechanics that we've learned together, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. Yeah, there's one more area up there that maybe we'll deal with, and we're back to the cloaked statues. Well, they seem to be able to figure out how to get around. There are these magical passageways. We're going to work our way from this dark watery section to maybe out to the ocean completely. Seems like it. These guys are going all the way down. Is there any collectibles down here? I think the odds are low. There's been a lot of water sections, so we're dangerously close to having too many water sections, frankly. But see, in the original outfit, he doesn't have the blue tattoos of water drops on his shoulder. So we're back to another cutscene where we control things. And I can move things with the left stick, so I'm actually moving. So we assume this is the king. Y doesn't do anything, none of the buttons do anything. He's yelling as I move forward. So the king falls overboard. You have part of his cloak. That's where your cape was. That came from. And then we have a long load section that will inevitably load into another cutscene. Yep. And I wake up on the heads of one of these characters. I knew that was going to happen eventually. And they're walking through a rainy ocean. There's some severe climate change happening to this world, where there was a desert and then it was a iced over snow area, and then there was a storm, and then the storm it turned into a flood, it seems. It's not gonna just carry me the whole way, apparently. So we're probably setting up for a sad ending, if I was to guess. The realization that our mother died, our father went overboard and probably died too. Of course, the father also caused the curse to happen to the kingdom. I assume they were on the ship in the first place, the boat, because they were looking for a cure to the curse. A lot of rain effects here. This kind of obviously would be really difficult to do. And geez, I guess the indication there is if that was half of the one of two emblem pieces, then this might be a very short area. Let's see. The boy and the fox ran through the ghost to the tower, and there's many parts to the tower, or many rings. We can still yell at the flames. Well, honestly, if there was any achievement around that, you'd probably have to get every flame in the entire map lit up for each section. And we kind of have to understand what the discrete sections are. I can't see anything here, so I wonder if this is the tower right here, but it's been destroyed over time, or is that the tower way over there, or are we just in a completely different area? Like, it kind of makes sense that we would be in a completely different area since we walked through water and then we walked through an entire ocean. Yeah. He wants... Let's see. He went that way. And this is one of those curved areas. You can barely even see it. The game started off so bright and easy to look at, and now it's pretty dark. The game is pretty. At least with a RTX 2080 running everything. It seems pretty good looking. All this rain could easily cause visual problems, but I'm not even seeing screen tearing right now. It actually might be pretty easy to render this though, because the skybox is just this foggy section, and it seems like the rain might even be slowing down or clearing up a little bit. Yeah, there might be, there's no foliage in this section. So here's the king crying. There's our fox creature. And he's weeping when he's near that too. I don't think they want me to jump down there in the water. Seems very likely everything here that's happening is happening in the mind of this character, or this character is in some kind of purgatory / hell / heaven, Elysium field scenario. Wow, even the cutscene there is super dark. But now they just walk by me and they don't even care. I wish these characters would make up their minds. Like, why do they sometimes chase me and attack me, and why do they sometimes seem to not care one bit? And seems like this is a empty doorway they just walked through. There's a lot of things here leading me in different directions. The whole game is basically holding your hand. Let's go over here. Can't climb up on that. Thought there might be something up there, but apparently not. Well, what I've learned is that if it feels like there's more game, there's usually a lot more game. And so I think this is probably as good of a point as any to end this recording and make another recording. We could switch back to the ocean outfit. It's weird. He's got this shoulder tattoo in his that's totally not there. I don't know why you would have a prince character, even in a, I guess maybe in Viking society they tattooed their kids, but yeah, by modern standards that's very weird. Yeah, I suspect even if this is supposed to be kind of the wrap up of the story, because there really can't be another section, otherwise there wouldn't be any collectibles in that other section unless we're going back to sections, which maybe is the case. We've definitely learned a few things which would explain why we couldn't find it, a few things in the original act and that original island, but maybe not enough where it would really make sense. Yeah, I still really couldn't swear that I would know how to get to the last few collectibles in the first island. There's 3 more lullaby things that we probably missed, and 3 keyholes that I suspect maybe we totally missed or maybe not. And then gallery wise, we've unlocked, I suspect, our 3rd group, and it will leave us with just a small group that unlocks probably at the end of the game of concept art, which, yeah. There is, I think, something you could say that's missing in this concept art if we just go back through this. Some of this feels like it might have been inspired by Ni no Kuni, which was, I think, out before this game, but even if it wasn't, all of those games could have been in development, and leaks could have happened between developers. It seems like game developers like to share their concept art and ideas quite a bit, even though I'm sure the corporate management doesn't care to hear that happening, have that happen. But the problem with these screenshots in your initial concept is there's no secondary characters. There's nothing here that implies a gameplay mechanic. There's nothing here that implies a major bad guy and antagonist. So the people weren't thinking like that, almost to the point where you kind of wonder if they were going for a comic book or a cartoon instead of a game. Here, this screenshot does show the shadow of a bird, of the pterodactyl that we did fight, but that's kind of it. Yeah, this also feels like he could have been inspired by The Little Prince, too. There's a lot of influence here. The Never-Ending Story, perhaps, also. Yeah, a lot of influence you could have run into from this, but nothing here implies gameplay, and it at that point becomes no surprise that you have a game that barely had any gameplay in it at the start, and even in this section it barely has any gameplay in it. I suspect within the next 15 minutes of game time I will be out of this rainy section and perhaps done with the whole game completely, Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.